it's like I try to take these women out on a date. I try to get to know them, but it's like through the course of the conversation, it's like 5 minutes in, it's like I'm just wasting my money. I'm wasting my time. What do you bring to the table? I'm a loving mother. How the fuck that gonna help me? I got a mother. She's 82. She lives in South Carolina. I don't need two goddamn loving mothers. Fuck. What that got to do with my black ass?
But if a man's job is to provide, why are you asking her what does she bring to the table?
So why not ask that question? Why not?
Yeah.
You have to bring something into my life if I'm going to be spending my energy, my time, my resources on to you. You have to bring something to the table.
All right, B. Okay, we'll come back to you. Poop. Is Richard Cooper correct? 90% of women have nothing to offer men in relationships if it wasn't for sex.
No, that's false. And we see that play out in movies, and I know movies aren't real, but they're usually like a story of real life, right? So a lot of times men will have this woman at home who takes care of the house, who provides a safe space. They just provide comfort. And a lot of times they won't even be sexually they won't have a sexual relationship with that woman at their house, right? But they're never going to leave the woman, and they have this outside relationship somewhere else, right? So that means that women have some type of value, whether it's nurturing, whether it's a safe space, some type of comfort. Women provide that. There's nobody else on earth that could provide that kind of comfort of a woman. You can't get that from your boys.
You said absence of sex?
In some relationships. In some relationships. A few episodes ago, y'all were talking about not having sex for years at a time. So, I mean,
well, that's because that 3-week limit that you put on it was a little bit, it was different.
You gotta be ill. You have to be like something gotta be wrong with you. I mean, if there's riders to that, but for the most part, two healthy people are not going to go long periods of time without being intimate in some form.
Okay. So, Sean, do you see men staying with a woman because she provides comfort monogamously?
No. Not now, not today. Because if a woman is staying with you and you're not actively involved sexually, and if she's there for comfort, you're going to want somebody around who provides a little bit more than that. You're going to want sex. If you're a man, you coming home, you want sex from whoever woman is at home with you. So she's not doing that, or if y'all not involved like that, you're not coming home to that. Not now, not today. Maybe in the past it's been that way.
In the traditional settings, I think that it was more where it was something that was happening more.
But today, if 90% of relationships they're not having sex, are men staying? Like what? So is there some truth to it? Like, will he stay because men just don't divorce, but will he be stepping outside of it?
Yeah, they're gonna have sex somewhere else, but that doesn't mean that particular. The question was, do women have value outside of sex? And the answer is yes.
In relationships.
So you mean outside of sex? So after y'all done doing what you're doing, your woman has no other value, no other contribution?
Well, no, it's Richard Cooper said this.
And I'm using it as an example. So if that's what I'm saying, like if you're in a relationship, you have to think like, does your woman have no other value outside of having sex with them? And the answer is just no.
Yeah, I'd push back on the 90%. I'd push back on the 90%. That's extreme. I think that's extreme. But do I agree that if you remove sex, that a lot of qualities that women think they have aren't valuable? Yes.
Expound.
I mean, not to jump on B's bandwagon, but if you ask the question, what do you offer? What do you bring to the table? I know that's like a hot question, it's buzzwords and all that. But if you ask that question and wait for a genuine response, is it something that you're hearing that you can't provide for yourself non-sexually? Usually not. And that's the typical answer. So I again, 90% sounds high, but that sounds extreme. But do I think that that's applicable? Yeah, I do.
So you're saying that, Isha, what do you think? So some of the values that women think they have are a little bit overrated. What you think?
First of all, I want to shout out my stepdaddy, James Stacy Parker, and we loved him. Okay, stepdaddies do rule, but he was off the wall with that one. But as far as I've seen men level up because of the woman that they've been with, so I know women offer more than just sex, like completely level up because of their woman.
Is that the 10% though?
I think it's more than 10%. Like Slim said, is that the caliber of woman that you're looking at? Maybe the women that you see on Instagram, Facebook showing their ass are the women that you're attracted to. And that's why you see these group of women that are only good for sex. They're only good for showing their ass. I'm college educated, and every workplace that I've worked in, every woman that I've worked with, they bring more than sex to the table.
So what you saying is B's algorithm in his Instagram that's bringing up all these big booty stitches?
It's definitely the algorithm.
Absolutely, that's what he's attracted to.
B, what's up? What you looking at on your off time, man?
Listen, all I can just say is the type of women that I encounter. It's like I try to take these women out on a date. I try to get to know them, but it's like through the course of the conversation, it's like 5 minutes in, it's like, I'm just wasting my money. I'm wasting my time. What do you bring to the table? I'm a loving mother. How the fuck that gonna help me? I got a mother. She's 82. She lives in South Carolina. I don't need two goddamn loving mothers. Fuck. What that got to do with my black ass?
But if a man's job is to provide, why are you asking her what does she bring to the table?
So why not ask that question? Why not? Yeah. You have to bring something into my life if I'm going to be spending my energy, my time, my resources on to you. You have to bring something to the table.
So you dating women that like they look like they sell weed and do hair out the same house and babysit kids all day. Like there has to be an image associated with these type of women. Because how do you miss like the way that you describe them? How do you miss that?
No, some of these people can put it off pretty good until you really get to know them. So remember last episode we were talking about faking the interview? Some of these people can fake it. Oh, trust and believe. Some of them can fake it.
So can I ask a question? Can ladies paint a picture for me what women bring to the table? And I'm not being funny. Just can you paint a picture to me of what women bring to the table non-sexually in a relationship?
I think women think differently than men. So a lot of times, an example, when moving, I've moved when I was married, like moving, and I watched my husband and his friends my ex-husband's friends kind of struggle with bringing a piece of furniture upstairs because my mind works differently. I explain to them, turn it this way, and they make it. I think you can present an idea to a woman. I'm just saying a good woman can take an idea and make it work in a different way than a man can.
But why use moving though?
It was just
99% of movers are men,
and they be fucking up furniture too, and fucking up the doors.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here.
So Isha, you're saying that a different perspective of thought, is something that a man can't do.
Definitely, I've also had a friend.
A man can't have a different perspective of thought.
I'm just saying that women offer different perspective. And I've had a friend who recently got married. Her husband was straight in the street, right? His first wife she didn't care. She would mortgage her house for him. But my friend said, to come to me, you got to get a legit job. This man went to school, got a legit job. So it's the caliber of woman that you're dealing with. A good woman's going to steer you down the right road, the right path, and change and possibly change your life, and that is outside of sex.
Yeah,
So what if you're on the right path? What if you're going down the right road?
She's going to add to it. Whatever you have, she's going to add to it.
but that's so if my trajectory's right, you're saying that she'll help me get there faster?
Or faster, probably easier. She's whatever you have, she's going to add to it.
I don't
I
know if
think
that
women also provide a level, like a space of calmness too. You've seen so have you ever seen somebody get into a fight and the woman be over there grabbing his face, like, look at me, calm down, look at me in my face. Whole shit stops.
that doesn't work.
In some cases, in some
It doesn't work.
in some cases,
But
they
I
bring
don't want to.
they can bring men back to reality, or they provide a space of comfort.
And
So-
if you think that you could, so if you think you could comfort, so are you telling me that men could comfort themselves? They can do for themselves. They could go to their man and be like, yeah, they could receive that same level of comfort from their friend than they can from a woman.
Okay, so comfort. Sean, what was your question again?
I just asked the ladies to paint a picture for me of what non-sexual values women offer and bring to the table. So we got Isha with a perspective of thought, and Slim with comfort, and Q, you got something?
So you guys hear people say like this person is the better half of me.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's probably the major thing that women with value offer is that mirrored reflection that you need to see the other part of yourself. I think that in the right relationship, that partner, that person is going to expose things about you that you never would realize otherwise. And that's what sharpens you and makes you a better person.
This is why I appreciate our panel, Ham, because I've heard that question asked amongst 30 different platforms and nobody gave real answers. I appreciate everybody's answer because that's something that's believable and not just, well, you can't do it without us. They actually gave some thought behind that.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
I can see. Yeah, I mean, I can see the comfort. I can see the reflection piece if she's on the same page as you, right? Like if your woman is not on your program, what you're gonna get out that mirror is not what you
And
think
that's
it's
not a
gonna be.
mirror.
Well, the reflection, right? So if it was reflecting, just based on what Q said, if we're not on the same page, what I'm gonna get back from her may be not what I need. It may not we have to be on the same page, but more importantly, she has to be on my page if I'm gonna get everything that Isha said from her, right? She's not gonna be able to be on her own page if she's gonna help me and make me better. What you
And
think?
those are perfect scenarios though too, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
perspective, comfort, and reflection. Those are perfect scenarios. That means that woman is leading with grace and patience to where she can offer those things without having to be combative about it. So I mean, I don't know what the percentage would be of that. I can't qualify that, but
10%.
those sound like the ideal
I don't think
situation.
It's 10%. Come on, man. We've been outside. It's 10%. Women be loudmouthed and stubborn. All these overbearing opinions. They talk to men any kind of way. Like that's 10% of women stay within the femininity that was just discussed in terms of the traits. It's probably 10% is probably a real number.
I disagree.
I think the person that you find has to be able to provide that same level of comfort to you to where you don't feel like you have to be loud and you feel like you're not always on defense. And I think that's what we're seeing happen a lot of times with the women that are loud, that overtalk, that argue, because they're constantly in fight mode, and they feel like they have to fight their spouse instead of.
Did you
be
just
on the
blame
same
the
page.
men?
You guys blame the women all the time.
Hold on. Oh, that's not the same question, Ish. Poop. Change your name to Poop. That slim shit don't work.
Come
Poop.
on, I'm a
Did you just
grown-up.
blame the men? You're not grown.
No. How did I blame the men? I said that you have to be equally yoked. You have to have a partner that's going to be able to provide the same level of comfort. That's not blaming anyone.
Clean
The
that
same
shit
way
up.
that the woman that you have has to match you. Now, if you have a woman that's loud and you also are hot headed, that's not going to work for you.
Okay.
That's not going to work for you. And that's the same for women. So women that are loudmouth, like you were describing, that are talk to men any kind of way, they're going to need a man that's going to be able to bring them to a place to where they need their of understanding. Some women may not change.
All right, so start right there. All right, man, I got this one. Slim, there is no reasoning with them type of women. They call them hood rats. Ain't no reasoning with them type of women.
Again, B, that's your caliber of women. So what that means to you is
hold on, wait now. First of all, now we got to start with this caliber of women because I've also talked to teachers, biology, doctors. So y'all want to start putting me in this low category with these hood ratish women. Now.
Hold on. So hood rat doesn't mean so there's hood rats with degrees. We know that.
If she everything you just named, she loud mouth, always wanting to fight her spouse, and all these other 10 different things you named, she a hood rat.
She can still be educated.
She can be a hood rat doctor. That happens.
Yeah, she would just be a rat. She wouldn't be a hood rat. She'd just be a rat.
Yeah. So I mean, depending on upbringing and all of that, but there you have to be equally yoked with whoever you partner with. Else it's just not going to work.
What do you mean by equally yoked?
Means that you have to be on the same page. You have to have the same direction.
Is yin and yang equal?
Even if your ideas might be different, ideally you kind of in some way want the same thing.
So like let's say I don't eat pork. Can my wife eat pork?
Yeah. That's not I don't think that that's something that's off. I mean, she's gonna have to cook 2 different meals, or you'll have to cook something separate. But
see, then how are you equally? I don't know. I just feel like
I don't think things like politics, religion. I don't think those things you could really do separately. Yeah. Whether or not you eat pork or not, I mean, it's on you.
Well, people eat pork for don't do or do not eat pork for religion.
But that's religion based. That's not dietary, so that's different. That would fall under the religion category.
Are you saying if I was allergic to pork or something?
Yeah, like if you just don't eat it, like it just doesn't do well with your stomach. If you're lactose intolerant and I'm not, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
So what's not negotiable and equally yoked?
Now
you said religion, politics.
Like if the upbringing is completely opposite of what my values are, family wise, it's a no-go.
So go ahead, Sean.
Family values. So if you grew up in a household where holidays didn't matter to you, where family time doesn't matter to you, that's not going to work for me. And me trying to force something that, if it's something that I know is important to me, I shouldn't be with that person.
But let's list it out. Go ahead, Sean. Before we list it out,
I was going to say foundational things. Foundational things. I mean, things that you can't budge on. Religion, family structure, belief. I mean, work, things that you can't budge on. If I think that my woman need to be working as much as I'm working or contributing as much, then that's something I can't shake. Then I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying if that's something I foundationally believe in me and what my partnership should represent, then that's different. Then I can't budge on that. So it's foundational things. Whatever makes up the core of you or your person, then that's significant that you can't move on.
Yeah, I think the 10% might be accurate though. I think 10% of women really offer these things. Now, there's 20 million so-called black women in the United States of America. So what's 10% of that?
2 million.
So that's enough. I don't know. That's not enough.
It's still a lot of women. It's still a lot of people.
Kinda.
And they're the exceptional ones. You'd be hard pressed to find a woman who has all of that and is single, right?
Well, you know what's so crazy? The numbers probably back that up because 1 in 4 black women are not married. So we only missing 15%, right? Right, based on the math. Shit, B, you on to something, B. All right, let's go around one time. B, what's the number on it? Is it 90% of women don't have anything to offer if sex wasn't on the table? What's the percentage?
I still stick to 75%.
75%.
75.
Poop, what you think?
Maybe 40.
40% have something or only have sex?
No, 40%. Yeah, 40% is only has sex to offer. So 60%.
Have more than sex to offer.
Yes.
40 still kind of high. Okay. All right. Isha.
I'm gonna say 25%.
That new sound.
You start laughing. You know that shit ain't true. You think I can see you think about all your friends in your head. Like, yeah, she
I'm
ain't
just
shit.
optimistic.
How about being realistic?
I don't think it's okay. I'll give you 35%.
Okay.
Because I don't know a lot of women that just have vagina to offer. I'm sorry.
You like the
Oh, you do?
person. Yeah, facts. You like the person on Price Right who bet $1. Q, what you think? What's the percentage of women that only have sex to offer?
I still say 40.
40. Damn, that's
Yep.
interesting, man. Those are some decently high numbers. So I think to Sean's point, when you guys gave the qualities of women, what women have to offer, I think that was very substantive and realistic. And I think that you guys also gave percentages that are substantive and realistic, right? Because I wouldn't expect women to be like, yeah, you're right. 70% of these hoes don't got nothing to offer. But 40%, y'all probably want to say 70. If y'all got drunk, y'all probably say 70. So I respect it. So that's dope.
Let me
Man.
got her wine.
Oh yeah, she don't got her wine today. She got an early morning, I think.
No, I'm not drinking. I'm starting to look like I'm built like somebody's grandfather. I gotta get my life on.
Bruh.
Please don't, right?